Welcome to another episode of Leadership Talks by Advertising Vietnam and Precious Communications. I'm your host, Lars Födisch, and today we dive into a different topic, and that is data privacy and compliance for marketers. Might sound a little bit dry, but we'll sprinkle a lot of excitement into this topic and the discussion with our guest today. Ninh, welcome.
Hello, I'm Ninh. Yes, I cannot believe that someday I stay here, speak about data privacy and compliance, things like that. Yeah, because I'm working in marketing field, right? But actually, I think it's something very, very important for the marketer today, especially. I'm starting the marketing for 14 years ago, with 6 years in healthcare industry and 4 years in finance and banking industry. So I deeply feel about what data privacy and compliance affects to our marketing campaign and our effectiveness in work. So I'm here today, and I hope to share with you my experience, my pain, and it help you to deliver better work tomorrow.
Excellent. So let's directly dive into it. Marketing is usually having that aura of hooray, we're climbing the mountain, and now you come from a side of, sorry guys, let's not fall off the wrong path. So how did you actually get into data privacy and compliance?
So basically, most of my marketing campaign is always facing this challenge, basically everything, including the transformation. So I'm usually to take our data privacy and legal compliance as a very, very big important part. It will be the part of the risk that we are going to take, and what is the control that we are going to provide in this campaign. The thing that we always include it in any proposal, any business case, anything that we propose to my boss, to CMO, to CEO, and also the stakeholder in the company.
So how do you balance that? What I learned is data privacy and compliance is not a nice to have, it's a must have, especially in highly regulated sectors, healthcare, finance, insurance. And if you don't comply, somebody will come with a big hammer and there will be fines, business can be revoked, and eventually somebody can end up in jail. Let's put that out there that everybody knows it's not just something to, let's think about it later, let's think about it from the beginning. How do you balance really those different interests between we want to be creative, we want to go out there to achieve our targets, we have to mine the data, understand as much as we can from the customer. But then legal compliance say, let's hold back. So how do you balance these different interests?
Now, talk about the consequences first. I myself working on healthcare and financing industry for maybe not 10 years in my 14 years of experience. I think that's a lot. Luckily, I never get in any trouble of legal and compliance with the government so far, but I have heard a lot of story around in my industry so far. In healthcare, many of company producing something is not fully compliant with the law, and they get the product withdraw, and the marketing team get a fines of finance and loss, and many of them get loss of brand authority with a customer. And in finance, many company get just that 2 years get fined with by the government with a loss of finance consequences. So I think it's very important for marketer to know in detail of what's happening with the data privacy, with the law and compliance around, so you can protect your company and you also protect yourself. So it's very important, especially in this two industry, and to keep the balance between the creative and also the privacy and also the legal and compliant things like that. You have to be very careful of your campaign proposal, and never forget to push the risk to put the risk part as like 30% of your effort in your proposal. So just like me, whenever I build a campaign proposal or the business case, there will always be a part that what is the risk that we are going to take, and the risk will be including the risk in media, the risk in brands, the risk in customer, and also the risk about data privacy and compliance. And make sure that we are always bring it up to the risk team first, and then they will redirect us to the legal and compliance team if needed. So they will be the person to help us to know what is the risk that we are going to take. And as a campaign owner and as the marketing and the owner of marketing, you have to make decisions yourself on this. And sometimes it will be the risk of gestures, the risk of getting financial fine from the government. But don't worry, this is the thing happening around there. We always facing this, and all of us facing it now. Mm-hmm. So if you are facing it someday, don't terrify. This is the work that we are doing, and we have to take this risk.
Maybe you can give a concrete example of a situation where you were caught in the gray zone. Okay. Maybe not 50 shades, but at least let's get into one example.
Okay, maybe two examples. One is for the law. The second is for data privacy in the company. So I will not talk about the company that I work for.
Of course,
in this example. So the first one is the law does not allow you to store the data in foreign server, in foreign country server. Mm-hmm. So I take a lot of time to talk with the legal and compliance internally, how we are able to use the cloud service like Google Cloud, Amazon Cloud, and they just doesn't allow us to do it, to storing everything in there. So I make it more easy for them to make decision. It does okay, I will store everything in Vietnam, but for things that I have to process, I will bring it up to Google, process over there, and will store it again in Vietnam. So this is the thing that I have to do in the healthcare industry. The second is the data privacy in the company, where is prohibited. We are sending the customer data to outside company. They still allow us to do it, but it takes you maybe 6 months or more, and you have to go to the CEO to get the approval on this. But the company runs its own way, right? So I have to go around with the other software that the company already approves the data and privacy there. Like I have a Salesforce, and I upload everything to the Salesforce there, keep it safe, and I use the Salesforce API to connect with the Facebook and Google so I am able to upload all of my customer data into Facebook and Google securely, while still comply with the company data privacy. So this is the two examples I thought most of us is facing in the way of doing the new campaign.
So then a very practical question that you just mentioned. If I want to use one of those popular social media platforms, call it Facebook, TikTok, X, or LinkedIn. So the more powerful data you have, the more you can target your audience, and retargeting, that's the trick, right? So is it allowed to upload any of your customer data, for example, into a Facebook or TikTok platform for targeting and retargeting?
So some of local companies allow us to do it, and actually they don't have much the system to track what are you doing there. So if they are not tell you that you cannot do it, you just go and do it if it need for your campaign. But for most of corporation and multinational company, like the bank is financing foreign company, is completely prohibited. They are not allowing us to upload the raw data to the social media. And the only way you can do that in the kind of company that you have to go through the risk assessment process, and you have to go to buy some kind of API or secure upload like SFTP kind of that. So this is the way.
Maybe you can share a little bit about how to get started in becoming more compliant, because not many people wake up one day and say, I want to become a data and compliance marketer instead of I want to win, a lion in Cannes or something like that. So if people now progress with their career and they take on more responsibility, how can they get started to really understand the basics of data and compliance?
From my experience, I'm actually feel frustrated at the time that I have to do it. I have to learn about the data privacy and legal compliance things. So my suggestion for you is, first, you have to take the internal training very, very carefully, because this is the reflect of the law. Most of the internal training is reflect of the law. So at the time you understand it, follow it, and you will know how to get in the gradual. You have to be take it very serious. Take it very, very serious of the onboarding process of the company. Most of the time they tell us what we cannot do, but we never remember about this. So, and the second thing is that you have to learn at your work. Don't hesitate to chime in. Go to the government website, read the law, and believe that if you are deep dive on the law, you will find a way to fight with your legal and compliance team. They are not the God, so there's something they don't know.
Yeah.
So it is the way for you to creative, and if you are creative, you can do the good job. So why not, right? Try it tomorrow.
Good point. So in your experience working in-house, is the legal department your friend or your enemy rather? And how do you handle them the best?
They are still, actually legal and compliance is still in the gray zone. So remembering legal and compliance team is the person who help you to do the right job so you can do the right thing for your customer. So never think that they are there to stop you doing something. They are there to help you to do the right thing. So love them, invite them to the party or drink. They are helpful.
Okay.
They dare to be that. They are not there to stop you.
Okay. Maybe an example for startups or smaller companies. They might not have a whole legal team. So if you would start in a job of a startup or a small and medium-sized business, how can those marketers get it right without getting into jail?
Wow. I thought it's a hard question for me so far. So basically, for the small and medium business, until you are doing something that's very critical on your product, most of the time I don't see the attention from the community and also from the government to these kinds of company, but to be safe for use and for your employee and for your works also. I believe you can reach out to me. I can even consult for you, is this good or not? And the worst thing is that you can hire someone from the same industry. Yeah, it's very important in the same industry, because most of the time the legal things is about what happened before. Is this going to be is it able to happen in the future again? Mm-hmm. And if it's not, and if it's not happened in the past, you have to be very careful. So you can do the research yourself. You can find a consultant. You can reach out to me to see in that industry, does thing ever happen before? It's very important.
Thanks for offering your services for free for everybody out there. I think that's highly appreciated. Can you share an example from your career where you thought you had it figured out, but it wasn't fully compliant or it didn't work out, and then you had to put a stop or readjustment to it?
I'm used to work for a group of 5 companies. and they want to consolidate on because this 5 company in same industry, so and it's same customer or it's same target audience. So at the time they want to go online, they want to build an app, and they want to combine all the customer database together. So it will help them to lower cost of chain management, lower cost of acquisition, and also have to provide the upsell and cross-sell across 5 company. At this moment, I'm thinking I think it's easy, right? It's easy job for us. Just build an app, do the API, connect everything together, and so we go. That's simple, right? The only barrier is Google and Apple around, but it's not working like that. So we plan a lot and we do the contract things around. But when we go to the execution, the legal and compliance team actually stop us for a while, like 3 months. Because yes, you can. So they tell us, yes, you can gather all the information together, but you have that consent that they agree for you to combine the data in this company with the data in other company. So we have to change the whole flow of the app. The front end is not changing, but the whole back end and the data flow is changing. And we have to separate the data into 5 database with single app, but with 5 database. And we give the customer the chance to see the data separately in 5 company, and we have to make them another option so they can allow us to combine all the data together. So it's be more convenient for them, more convenient for me. But this is the good experience that I have experienced so far. I hope it's not happened to you.
No, but it's a great example, right? So for example, if a company has multiple subsidiaries or somebody acquires a company, you can't just throw the data together, right?
Yeah.
You need to see about the consent from the customer, as you said, and how you combine data and flows. As we wrap up and summarize today's, what still keeps you up at night as a growth marketer in this field? What still gets you excited and what still gets you scared?
What keeps me still excited is about the KPI and the creative things. So I'm like, oh, this is the thing that we can make, and it's going to change the game. This is the exciting part. The not so much exciting part is still about is this company going to take it or not, and the second part is how we make it look great when we come to the CEO.
Okay.
So it's still the thing that I think about everything we launch a new campaign.
Excellent. And that concludes today's episode of Leadership Talks, where we were really diving into data privacy and compliance. And I hope what you, and definitely what I learned, was, yes, it might sound a little bit dry, but it is the must-have to do. And the exciting thing is, like, you're not alone. Ning here, he's the expert to combine growth marketing expertise in a data compliance way. Thank you so much, Ning, for joining us today.
Thank you.